What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Busy Monday here today. We got a brand new Plarium What's Next kind of video here with two of our content creators. We got Nubkex here and Palamos. So they're here with Banana Jam and they're doing a interview giving us a bit of a sneak peek with what is happening with Raid in the future. Now, these videos are really cool because it's basically delivering the what's next message, but it's also including some of the content creators. So definitely give these guys some love. Now, I'm not going to watch the video here on this video, but we're going to go over what was discussed in their interview with Banana Jam here, which is the Plarium representative. And we can go through our reaction and comments over some of the key things that were mentioned in this video. Big shout out here to Elk Revolutionary from Reddit for compiling this summary here. So really appreciate that. Just helps a lot of people out that are unable to watch the video. But like I said, guys, make sure you guys drop on by the video. Make sure you guys give Palamos and Nubkex some love. But for the purposes of this video, we're just going to go over the quick points here that were mentioned in the video. So first point, IP champions will be able to empower themselves in January. Now, this was talked about a little bit, and it feels like it should have just been in the game. So for example, if you have one Leonardo and then you wanted to empower that Leonardo, you can't actually use your second Leonardo. You would have to use the Suzanne, which is the slotted duplicate champion for Leonardo. But so in the future, they'll allow you to, throw the two Leonardos together. Not saying you guys should do that with Leonardo because two separate Leonardos is pretty dang strong. So you definitely don't want to use your Leonardo to empower Leonardo. But this will be pretty beneficial for champions like in the past. For example, like I remember Drock, he had two Fatalis Blade Masters and he wanted to empower them, but he couldn't. And then he had two Fatalis Blade Masters and they're kind of useless, just the two of them. So anyways, I'm sure he's jumping for joy right now. But anyway, so that's going to be coming in the future. In January, it said. The second point here is you will be able to do arena during background battles in January. Like they talked about this in, many months ago. They've already mentioned this, I believe, back in September. So we're looking at definitive dates here for January and January. So that's great on these updates. They are making a friendly battles and clan duels expected around March. So keep in mind that March and April is generally when they start dropping stuff for their anniversary. So it will be their 7th anniversary kind of year. So friendly battles and clan duels expected around that time. So including testing siege defense. I'm not a huge I'm not a huge positive or negative about this. Kind of neutral. Honestly, it's just really a big time sink as well. Like when you're starting to test off, specific combinations and what works and what doesn't work. It's a big time sink. So if you're at that stage in the game where you can invest time into finding nuances for your defenses or offenses with your clanmates, then that's great. That's just an extra layer of engagement for your clanmates, so that's great. But for me personally, I'm not going to be too bothered about that. Point number 4, when asked about live arena time wasters, we hear what people are saying and they want us to do something about it. We will look into the stats and act accordingly. I mean, yes, we've all experienced, somebody taking the whole timer every single turn, and it gets really infuriating. Sometimes it's justified. Like, you walk away, you got somebody calling you, your kid's on, you're crawling around or whatever, and you got your attention elsewhere, right? It makes sense. I would suggest that maybe give the person the max timer the first time around, and then every turn that they start wasting afterwards, the timer gets progressively shorter and shorter. Now, this works pretty well in other games that I've played. So you get the first timer as kind of like a grace timer, and then after that, it just gets shorter and shorter. I think that would be a quicker way of implementing things, making it a little bit more fair on people's time. All right, so point number 5, very vague answers, but she hinted at Hydra and Clan Boss reworks changes. Can't really be sure. Some of these old bosses, I'm not sure what they would rework. But it'd be interesting to see because Hydra and Clan Boss especially, I mean, once you one key the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, it's basically just dead content. It's just a loot pinata. Hydra is basically coming down to that almost. They've incorporated Clash, which does add a little bit of weight because you still get the primal shards and all that, or primal quartz in the top 3 chests. So that does help. Also mythical books and all that stuff. But generally, Hydra, not that great as well. What's this? Question 6. Harvest Jack buff confirmed in March. Okay, that's a big one. I mean, that's substantial, right? So Don't feed your Harvest Jacks. All right, guys. A buff is coming. Harvest Jack, awesome looking champion, but freaking sucks. There's a bunch of Harvest Jack waves that's gonna get a buff as well, so make sure you guys look out for those. It's funny because every time they buff a champion, we also have to think about the enemy waves that include those champions that are also getting buffed. So I don't know if Plarium thinks about that, but we should start thinking about that as well, because sometimes it's a double-edged sword. So, oh yeah, Sir Nick got buffed, but Sir Nick's also in those Ice Golem waves, and he's an absolute menace. So we have to think about those as well. Point number 7, big quality of life updates for filters everywhere and adding filters everywhere. They are missing, expected in February, but not sure. That's great. I mean, they did improve the team building filter quite a bit. And I noticed there is a couple filters still missing from that, like the up and down filter, basically like the lowest level, then the highest level. That would be nice to add there as well. So it looks like they're adding that sometime in the first quarter, which is great. Big news, number 8. Previous fusions will be returning. They're working on it currently, and it will most likely be limited. It will allow you to get fusions that you don't have, confirmed next year. That's interesting. You know, in the past, they have had some events where they've offered old fragments of old fusions up for grabs. I assume that Plarium probably didn't have very good engagement for those events, and then they didn't do it again. This probably happened a couple years ago, because I vaguely remember Iron Brago fragments. Vaguely, I don't know, but it was part of an event. Perhaps it was like maybe the top 3 for like a training tournament or something like that, something along those lines. But they've definitely offered old fragments of old fusions before. They just haven't done it recently. So it would be nice to have these old fusions back, especially the ones that are really impactful for people that have missed it. Something that comes to mind would be like Newt. If they brought Newt back as a fusion, it would be absolutely insane. And there's definitely been enough time that has passed since Newt has been in the game, that, you know, they probably picked up a lot of new players, and those players are probably just, you know, would be really interested in our Newt. And I mean, even a second Newt, people would probably do this fusion. So they should probably bring back a fusion like Newt to give people a chance at him. But that's good news. Good news. A little bit of flexibility there for people, especially if you don't have certain champions. Number 9, super raids for Iron Twins in February. Paolo asked her if it would be 2 keys per run or all at once. She said, let's just say yes. That doesn't make much sense. But honestly, the Iron Twins is not a big time sink, because you only get 6 keys per day. Giving it super raids, so you know you're gonna bring it down to 3 runs per day, which is probably gonna save you like a couple minutes. It's not a huge thing. What they need to do is to double the keys, or to double the rewards, even better. But they need to give us more access to this resource, right? The essences, so that we can, you know, have easier time buying souls, right? But then obviously giving us more keys means more energies and all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what they should be doing with this, but they definitely need to up the ways that we can get some of these essences. It just takes too long. It just takes way too long. There's too many champions. There's too many things that happen in the game that can really mess up your investment, and the investment just takes too long for you to reach the 6-star, for example, building up the 6-star soul. Number 10, 2 updates for the soul market expected. Increase amount of legendary slots to 6, so it goes from 4 to 6. That's good. And then shorting the refresh times in the market. So they already mentioned this, that they're doubling the amount of refreshes that are going to happen in a day. Currently, only 2 refreshes happen in the day, set times during the day. And then now they're going to increase that to 4 refreshes per day. And then they're adding 6 legendary slots instead of 4. That's great. That's great, right? That means the likelihood of you finding the soul that you want is much, much higher, much more frequent. However, they don't talk about how we're going to get more essences to buy more souls that we are seeing more often. We literally cannot buy what we are seeing. That's the problem. That's the problem, right? We can't buy it because we don't have the resources. So they haven't really addressed that at all. Yes, they addressed the frequency, but we don't have enough essences to buy all that we need for all of our champions. And that's a big thing, and they never freaking address that, and I hate that about that. So they're giving us more frequency, but they're not actually giving us more of the resources to pick up more of the souls. So that's a big F there, I think. They're removing the red dots from the leaderboard. Good. Like, I mean, that's just like competence thing. They should definitely get rid of that. They will be adding instant battles to tag team arena expected in the spring. Now this is very massive, a little bit unexpected since I've never heard about this, but this is huge. This is huge. So now instead of fighting 3 fights, even if you fight 3 one-man battles, it's still going to be like 30 seconds, right? Because of the loading and all that stuff. So this way, instant battles done. I love it. All right, and then if you fight full teams, instant battles done. Easy. All right, that's great. All right, on to question 13. So Chimera quick battles are coming, expected later in the year. Didn't answer question about the rewards. Kind of expected, to be honest. Chimera has been in the game for over a year now. It was released last year, so it's been a year. So sometime next year, they're going to make quick battles. Basically, they're just saying like, oh, people have solved Chimera. Chimera is basically like old content. Just give them instant battles, blah, blah, blah. That's great. I mean, Chimera is going to save us, even at a minimum, if you go 65 turns against Chimera, it's going to be like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, even if it's full auto, right? So it's going to save you like an hour a day, or sorry, an hour a week if it's just instant. So that's great. Good to hear that they have that plan. They are also planning on continuing to drop updates for player profile. That's fine. I mean, people like to show off their profiles, and that's just more reason for them to do things in the game. That's fine. That's great. Event Dungeon in January with 5 extra non-farmable stages. Event Dungeons not expected to get harder over time. I don't know what this means. Event Dungeon in January with 5 extra non-farmable stages. I'm not too sure what that means. Does that mean we have to unlock it to farm it? I'm not too sure. Well, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Did you guys watch the video? Let me know what you guys think. Point number 16. Platinum Arena expected big rewards rework. That's huge. Gear reward sets will be changed to 9P sets, includes forge crafting. Okay, so that's Swift Parry. Swift Parry and Deflection set will be 9P sets. That's actually amazing, but they need to rework Deflection. Deflection is still too weak, but Swift Parry does get a lot of use in some cases nowadays. So having Swift Parry be a 9P set makes it a lot more viable. I really like that change. Big reward changes to Platinum Arena would be nice. It might get more people involved. They did change the reset time for Platinum Arena, which is amazing. It just allows more people to get involved. And yeah, boosting the reward structure definitely would be nice to see for Platinum Arena. And then lastly, she brushed off some questions about boosted relics. Yeah, that's a big question. I mean, I was holding my relics for a couple months, and then I said, forget it. I'm kind of stunting the progress on my account by holding the relic craft. So I just crafted my stuff not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. It's probably on the table for them, but they probably are just waiting for the best time for them to do it. But it's probably on the table for them at some point. Maybe when they figure out how to monetize the relic materials and stuff like that, then they'll start offering boosted rates on them. Anyways, pretty cool list of stuff here that's coming up here. Like I said, make sure you guys check out the interview here with Nupkex and Palamos and Banana Jam. About 35-minute watch. I'm going to jump into it right after this video, but just wanted to drop the quick summary here so you guys are up to speed on everything here. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about these upcoming changes and news bits. I think the biggest one for me that kind of shocked me a little bit is the tag team instant battles. I think that's really good. Ultimately, I would like to see that they fix tag team arena, not make it like more obsolete, but at least making it obsolete is better than what it is right now, and I'm sure everybody can agree with that. Old fusions coming back, that could be very significant depending on what fusions they bring back. I'm surprised they didn't really talk about the new faction coming in the first quarter of the new year. That was confirmed to us in September when they released the first images of the new faction. They said it's going to come in the first quarter. So I'm surprised they didn't have any questions about that or any other teasers. But yeah, anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all this. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching until the end. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.